Leslie from A Friend to Knit With. Welcome to episode 12 of A Friend to Knit With podcast. Episode 12, take 22. I was trying to wait for the sun to move on out, but I should just be grateful it's right there. I am. I wish I had a window treatment for this very moment, but that's the only time. I can be found on Ravelry as Friend to Friend. I am Leslie Friend on Instagram, and my blog name is A Friend to Knit With. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, for checking back, or for visiting for the first time. This is a podcast about knitting. It is November 1st, 2020, Sunday morning, and it's a big week here in the United States. So hopefully you have something on your needles that is going to keep you very busy this week. I don't have anything really finished that I want to show you. I am wearing the Lawrenson sweater by Lily Kate France. I did talk about this a couple podcasts ago, so I think it was episode 10. I will link it below. It has little puffy sleeves, and yeah, I love it. But I did want to share with you, though, besides my big projects on my needles, is something that I've been working on. I've mentioned before that I wanted to work on my techniques and step out of my box a little bit and learn some new things. I decided when I was working on the Frida sweater last month, because I was very envious of those Continental knitters, because the body was done in a 1x1 twisted rib, and you know, if you're a Continental knitter, that you're much more efficient knitting ribbing than an English knitter. So you guys know the difference between that, right? Right. Yes, exactly. English knitters hold their yarn with the right hand and they throw, and Continental knitters hold the yarn with their left hand and they pick. Well, your right hand's picking while you're holding it with your left. I have always been a English knitter. My mom taught me. My mom was an English knitter. Over the years, we tried to learn how to do Continental. We just never really took the time, and when you just want to knit and you already know how to knit, it just seems like a waste of time to learn that. But I will tell you, if you've never tried it, maybe you could try what I did, and then you can decide if you like it or not, right? Here's what I did. I committed to 3 weeks of learning Continental knitting. And well, at the very beginning, I was only going to knit my half and half triangles wrap, because it's all knit, you know, every row is knit, it's garter stitch. So every row, just work on my knitting and work on it Continental. And so I did. But then I was working on other things and I thought, you know what, this isn't really working. So what I really need to do is take, you know, an hour a day to practice this, and then more. But the hour, because I knit more than an hour a day, my hour that I'm committing to this is literally, I can't do anything else for that hour. Okay, I am going to set my alarm. I can't do anything, literally, and I didn't. I sat mostly in silence, just tried, and let me tell you, I was tense. It was very uncomfortable. I sat there tense. Every muscle in my body was tense. My hands, at the end of 2 weeks, I would have to massage them. I couldn't wait to take a break, honestly. I did hand exercises. I massaged them. I'd put lotion on and just rub them. They were sore. I'm not kidding you. It was not the easiest thing to do. I had a mantra I kept repeating, and I would breathe and relax and breathe and relax, and I'm not kidding you. You might be laughing. Are you laughing at me? Here's the thing. I can knit Continental now. Taught myself how to knit Continental. You know, I want to tell my mom so badly. I tell her over the phone, but she doesn't really understand, but maybe she does. I like to think that she does, because she'd be so proud of me that I learned it. But so anyhow, I will show you, because it's not pretty. You know, I wouldn't want to ever try it on a sweater, because your, tension is not the same. some rows are loose. You'll see. You'll see. See? There. But over time, I think it'll be better because it's all muscle memory. Your muscles will remember and we will be able to do it. So I was working on that and decided to just make sure I did it on my other projects. Oh, but I wanted to tell you that Elizabeth Zimmerman said that because she started out as an English style knitter and then she taught herself how to knit Continental, and she said that it's like the second string to your bow, which I love. Like, she never forgot her English style of knitting, and she continued that throughout, because sometimes you might just need it, and I believe that to be true too. And I will never forget my English style knitting. I'll never forget you, promise. Anyhow, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's on my needles, and they're all knit-alongs. And this was my very first knit-along I ever did, the Silver Belle. Back when I think Ravelry was just getting started, there was this Vogue Knitting did a Silver Belle knit-along, and you could be the blog administrator, and I posted on the blog. I think you would post your progress on there, kind of like a group in Ravelry. And this is what I made. Now, I don't wear this. I should, because it's really cute. Yes, so this was my first knit-along, and I haven't done very many knit-alongs since then. A few here and there. Yeah, really haven't. So I have 3 now on my nails at the same time. I have Caddy Jacks is hosting this one, the half and half triangles wrap, and I talked about that on my last podcast. And then I am also doing, of course, my Stephen West knit along. And for those of you asking, this bag, I did reach out to the store where I bought it. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And this was bought at a store in Oakmont, Pennsylvania. And she is trying to get some more of these bags. But this is probably what sold it for me. I mean, I love the color of the bag so much. It's like my favorite color saddle. The pom-pom / tassel. Look at that pom-pom. We could all make those, you guys. Whoever figures out how, just let me know. That is my mystery shawl is stored in here, and I will show you a little bit about this. And this does have pearl knitting in it also. So I was able to finally get my pearl knitting down too. I don't know if you can see that. So this was clue number 1 up to here. Here was clue number 2. I just don't want to lose it off my needles. Clue number 3, and then on Friday he came out with clue number 4, so I'm getting ready to start that. I think this is pretty fantastic, and once it's blocked, see, you'll be able to really see the stitches. So that is number 2. Now I will tell you there are 54 stitch markers we're putting on this row, and there are going to be 950 stitches on the needle on the last row of casting off. There are probably 910 on there now, or I can't remember what it was, somewhere around there. Some crazy amount of stitches on the needle. It will probably take me an hour at least per row. I'm sure, because I'm learning Continental, but I'm not the fastest Continental yet. I'm probably up to my speed though of English knitting. It was an even trade-off. It can only get better from here, right? That's it. I'm curious though, are you an English style knitter or a Continental style knitter? Wouldn't you like to know how many more people knit in one than the other? I thought about that the whole time I was knitting. So I wanted to ask you, will you let me know? Are you Continental or English? All right, then my other knit along, I am making a sweater for Libby. It's the Knit Collage knit along, and I am making Libby the Flower Power Cardi right there. And I will show you the yarn. I'm doing the exact same colors that were in the, there you go. I love it. It has a gold thread running all the way through it. And I'm doing the same colors that were in the sample. I always just tend to like that the best. Anyhow, getting ready to start the flower. I wanted to tell you, speaking of 54 stitch markers that are on my mystery shelf, knit along. I'm using size 17 needles for this, and I don't have stitch markers for 17. I wanted to share this little tip, and maybe you do it already, but maybe you'll find it useful. My mother taught me this years ago. You can just make a stitch marker out of yarn. You know, you can use any other yarn you have. I have even been known though to use the tail if I've been on the airplane or I've been traveling and I don't have my markers with me. Just cut a little piece of your yarn off the tail and you can use that. Yes, so that's my third knit along. So I have 3 projects on the needles getting me out of bed to knit. As you know, that does that. I wanted to share that Lynn asked me for show her how to put the scrubbies together, and I just wanted to mention that I'm gonna make just a quick little podcast on how to do that, so you can look out for that, Lynn. I will certainly let you know when that is up. The other little teensy tiny thing I wanted to share is I'm making these acorns. I was cleaning out my knitting books, and if anyone had this book, I don't know how old this even is. Not very old, I don't think. I don't see the copyright in here, but I was flipping through here. I made a pair of mitts and some other things in here. The acorns I thought were so cute, and these convertible mitts are great. There's a lot of fun things. Your local library probably has these. Here are the convertible mitts. Wait. There's a picture of her with them. Aren't they cute? There are a lot of patterns out there for those. The acorns caught my eye. They're called acorn placemats for Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna probably put a place setting on it because we're all kind of adults, and I don't know why I don't do that anymore. I did that when the kids were little, but I'm gonna put that little twig on it and tie this to the twig, and then I'm gonna just put this on top of the napkin, on top of the plate for Thanksgiving. And I am gonna need 9 of them, so I'll have 6 more to make. But it just uses scrap yarn, and they're kind of fun. They take like 15 minutes, kind of like the scrubby. 15 minutes and you have a finished object, and it's fun. I also wanted to tell you at the end of this video, I had a girlfriend over last weekend, my friend Denise, and we made pumpkin bread, and while we were making it, we thought, oh, you know, we're friends to knit with, we're knitting friends, and so we just filmed a little piece, and I'll put it at the end. It's pretty funny. We had a lot of fun doing it. Irrespective of how you knit, Continental or English style, I hope that you have something on your needles you love, and I hope that this week goes well for you. And you know, as I tell my children, as far as the election, but with everything in life, the only thing that we can control is our reaction. So I hope everyone just reacts nicely to whichever way it goes, because that's all we can control. We can't control our tension usually either in our knitting. No, but we can try. Until next time, take care, and remember, you always have a friend to knit with. Bye. Hey friends, I'm here in the new kitchen with my friend Denise. Hello. I brought my oldest knitting friend. She's not old, but we've been knitting together the longest time. Yeah. And
27 years to be exact.
That is amazing.
I know, isn't that fun?
Oh my gosh, yes. So she came over today and we made pumpkin bread, and we were sitting here knitting and said, let's just film a little clip on a podcast, Friends to Knit With. A day in the kitchen, which was really fun because we both love to bake. Mm-hmm. We love to cook. We love to make anything with our hands.
And it's our favorite pumpkin recipe that we've been
we shared forever.
It's out of the Three Rivers cookbook.
Pittsburgh.
It's a Pittsburgh cookbook because we're both from Pittsburgh. Denise grew up here as well. We didn't know each other when we were younger, but our former husbands were best friends and introduced us. So
Yes.
we have been
Lucky
friends
us.
forever. I
Now we're
know.
knitting friends forever.
The marriages might not have worked out, but our friendship has lasted, so that's great. So we're still
have.
knitting together. We find it very important, and without COVID, we knit together a lot more. Denise has 5 children, and I have 3, and they've been friends since they were little because, Denise had her child first. You had 2 before I had Charlie,
Right. Charlie and Kieran are
and then,
the same age.
and then our boys are the same age, and then she had a caboose. She had
Well,
to marry.
surprising delight. Who is now off to college. That's great. But our
So-
children love it. When they were asking me, Mom, what are you doing this weekend? Because I have a daughter in New York, one in Chicago. And I said I was coming over to Leslie's. And they're like, oh, have so much fun. Because
No,
we
have
made
so
them.
much-
Leslie taught me how to make these baby sweaters when they were
We used to knit-
babies.
Yeah,
What
we used to
what's the
knit
name of your
Barbie
pattern?
Lou. Barbie Lou. It was my mom's pattern. That's named Barbie Lou. But we have made many Barbie Lou's for those babies. I will be sure to share the amazing pumpkin bread. Denise does have a piece too.
I have mine.
We brought them.
Actually,
I won't shove it in my mouth.
This is
quite
my
yet, but
first piece, and now I have another piece. I'm so excited to indulge myself.
yes, we made some. I think how many did we make? For you to take
1,
home
2,
and-
3, 4, 5, 6 loaves.
We were on a
And they
mission.
freeze nicely, and I send them to my daughter Kieran, because
Yeah.
she loves pumpkin bread. But
Yeah, and Denise is making a wool in the gang sweater.
I
What's the
am.
name of it?
It is the Summer Night.
So cute.
Summer Night cardigan with,
Out of 100% cotton, right?
yes.
Beautiful. Denise's favorite color. She's all about the creams and the whites.
All the neutrals. I can't just make one seasonal thing. It has to be able to match for a few
No,
seasons.
she has a lot of other things she's doing. She works full time and she has 5 kids. And even when you don't have your children at home,
They take up a lot.
they still take up a lot of time. Yeah, 5 is a lot. This is great. This pattern, I think, is a great pattern for beginners or new knitters that are just diving into the sweater. And you know, you could buy Wool in the Gang patterns or a full kit. This isn't a plug for Wool in the Gang, but I just love their kits. And I think it's, for a beginner, crazy good when it all comes together. They also can include needles. Wait,
They
straight
do.
needles though,
They
right?
include straight needles.
They haven't added circulars. Can you have the option? No, I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Huh. Yeah, I can't remember. I haven't made one for
It's
a while.
nice to get the full kit because then everything is together at one time. And sometimes you
darning.
can get, yes, they give you the darning needle, the instructions, and
All the
the
yarn.
simple.
But if for some reason you don't like cotton or don't want to wear cotton or you want a winter sweater, you can make this in a wool. You can buy the pattern and buy your own wool or buy Wool in the Gang wool or, yeah, whatever. And you also have a sweater on your needles.
Oh yeah, I have the oak sweater. I'm working on that. I
Cute, yeah.
should have brought it over.
So she doesn't just, she
I don't
has
just
been knitting for a
straighten it.
long time. She is making a sweater in the round.
I love to make the toast, hats.
Yeah, you
Things,
always have something in the car for those times you're like headed to one of the kids'
Headed
games
to
or
the
something.
games, yes, to be with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I also take my needlepoint with me.
and Denise is a
So-
huge needle pointer.
Brought my needlepoint to show Leslie, so I'll show you this little champagne bottle
That's
that my
so
daughter Maggie
cute.
bought me.
They're both,
so
you're
that's
both
fun.
making. That's going to be a Christmas ornament.
Little Christmas ornament stuffed.
Her mom's a huge sewer, right?
Oh, I
and we'll
know,
finish
yeah.
that for you, right?
My mom.
How does she finish that?
She will finish this with some gorgeous, like, piping, and she'll stuff it with little
it'll be
cording on it. Yeah.
tweedy-ish?
Yeah, it'll be like a
Puffy.
teeny little pillow.
Yeah.
And then she'll be able to monogram the back of it with the date, like when the champagne was made.
And put a hook
Little
or
cording,
something, a little cording,
around
for-
it. Yes, to hang on the tree. Or I was thinking, I said to Maggie, it'd be fun to give somebody a bottle of champagne with this little.
That's a very
Especially,
nice
that is a very
gift.
nice gift. I know.
That is the
That must be a very special gift.
And needle pointing, well, we know that knitting is not an inexpensive hobby, but needle pointing is not.
It's
either.
a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
you have to
I
be-
think knitting is too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone knows about it, but it's a Hohi Lakatel pattern, and she is actually coming out with a fingering weight of this pattern. So I think a fingering weight I would love to
These
do.
little tassels.
I know, I love the little tassels. And I think sometimes I feel, this is funny, I feel like I have a short neck. So when anything is too big,
Maybe I have a long neck. Let's see.
I think you have
What's
a
your
long
neck?
neck.
I think I do too. I always have a scarf on.
Yeah, I mean, I can do a small, like this is about the biggest, bulkiest one I can do. Did you watch oh no, you loved Outlander. Claire has this like long, gorgeous neck, and all of those hand knits look so good on
beautiful.
her.
And her snow white skin.
Denise's inspiration to wear the white. No, it's easier to
White
dress that
uniform.
way if you just dress all in creams and camels.
It just allows
No, it's
everybody's personality to come out. That's
That's right.
nothing else is.
But the fingering weight, I feel like, will be a little flatter, right?
Right.
But just as warm. So guys, thank you so much for letting me share my friend Denise with you guys. And take care. Hope you have a great day. And we'll see you soon.
Happy knitting.
Bye.